man is focused on his workout, something terrifying appears to happen behind him. At first, nothing seems unusual. The man can be seen exercising alone, but watch closely. As he continues his workout, a strange movement appears behind him. But then, he suddenly stops. It's as if he senses something. Slowly, he turns around and looks directly toward the area where the strange movement appeared. For a few seconds, he stares, almost as though he's trying to understand what he's seeing. And then his behavior changes completely. The man immediately begins moving away, clearly wanting to put some distance between himself and whatever caught his attention. But before he can leave, something shocking happens. The situation suddenly takes a terrifying turn. Whether this was a misunderstanding, a strange coincidence, or something far more disturbing remains unknown. But one thing is certain. The moment he realized he wasn't alone was the exact moment everything changed. The child is seen standing outside his home late at night when something suddenly catches his attention. At first, he appears completely calm. Whatever he notices seems to make him uncomfortable almost instantly, as if he's watching something move in the darkness. What's strange is that the security camera doesn't clearly capture anyone standing there. While looking around for Mom, this happens. Someone or something scares the living daylights out of him. He appears to see whatever it was that scared him despite no one being there. But upon looking closely at this video, something was actually there. It was immediately after her son started running back into the house that a partial figure is seen. You can barely make out the figure before it disappears completely. Whenever the mother arrived home from work, she'd honk the horn, and her son would run outside to greet her. Nothing unusual had ever happened before. But one evening, after hearing the familiar sound of the car, the boy stepped out of the house as usual. And this is captured. Watch closely and decide for yourself. This is the most popular video uploaded by this account. A woman lies down to rest as her son gently covers her with a blanket. After making sure she's comfortable, he switches off the light. The bedroom is now completely silent. For a few moments, nothing seems out of the ordinary. But then, a dark figure appears near the bed. It never speaks. It never steps fully into the room. The woman never wakes up. A short time later, her son returns and turns the light back on. She's still peacefully asleep exactly as he left her. What exactly was standing near the doorway? A trick of the camera, or something the family never realized was there? The man sleeping in this room has no idea that within seconds everything around him is about to spiral out of control. Watch the footage carefully. As he sleeps, a small toy suddenly begins moving on its own. A nearby chair then appears to lift slightly off the floor. The noise briefly wakes him up. He looks around, sees nothing unusual, and decides to go back to sleep. But that turns out to be a huge mistake. Just moments later, the chair rises again. This time, even more noticeably. Then, objects across the room suddenly come crashing to the floor one after another, forcing the man awake in complete panic. And then comes the most disturbing moment. No one walks out. No one can be seen inside. So what exactly did this camera capture? Did it record something far more unsettling? The man sleeping in this room has no idea that within seconds everything around him is about to spiral out of control. Watch the footage carefully. As he sleeps, a small toy suddenly begins moving on its own. A nearby chair then appears to lift slightly off the floor. The noise briefly wakes him up. He looks around, sees nothing unusual, and decides to go back to sleep. But that turns out to be a huge mistake. Just moments later, the chair rises again, this time even more noticeably. Then objects across the room suddenly come crashing to the floor one after another, forcing the man awake in complete panic. And then comes the most disturbing moment. No one walks out. No one can be seen inside. So what exactly did this camera capture? Did it record something far more unsettling? A mother and her child appear to be enjoying a completely ordinary moment together until something unexpected changes everything. Let's watch the footage. Seconds later, the child becomes visibly frightened, pointing towards something that only he seems to notice. His mother immediately turns to ask what he's looking at, but she can't see anything unusual. Trying to calm him down, she walks over to the couch and reaches for a dark object lying on it, attempting to cover it with a white cloth. But then, something happens that leaves viewers completely stunned. As the cloth falls over the object, instead, it briefly takes on the shape of what appears to be a human-like figure, standing where nothing should be. Or did the camera capture something far more disturbing? A woman was filming inside her home when she captured something she still can't explain. As she records the room, everything appears normal. But look closely near the couch. Something seems to move when nobody is there. However, a few seconds later, the movement happens again. Did her camera capture something genuinely unexplained? Tell me in comments. The girl doesn't seem to notice anything unusual, but the camera may have captured something she didn't. Watch the doll carefully, because in just a few seconds it appears to move completely on its own. As she's quietly playing, the doll suddenly shifts position without anyone touching it. There's no one standing nearby, and the child never reacts, making the moment even more unsettling. So, what do you think? Was this just a perfectly timed coincidence, or did the camera record something truly unexplained? Let me know your thoughts. This footage was shared on TikTok by Lanely and Ben. A couple is having a conversation in their kitchen.
And he's pulled up next to me, and he's come into...
Nothing appears unusual. But then, something suddenly catches their attention. A drawer suddenly slides open on its own. The man's expression changes almost instantly. Both of them turn toward the same area of the kaitekin as if they've noticed something unexpected. However, assuming it's nothing unusual, they continue talking.
Anyway, you were saying?
No.
Moments later, the same thing happens again.
I don't want to carry on with this story anymore.
In another clip, a similar incident appears to happen again. This time, the kitchen is completely empty. Let's watch.
We were just Saturday watching TV, and then this happened.
The orange segments too. One hell of a lot of alcohol in there. Oh, cool. Oh, good. Wow. That's good.
Another look and let me know what you think in the comments. This uploaded video has gained millions of views. This late at night, a mother was spending time with her child when a camera captured something unexpected. At first, nothing seems unusual, but within seconds, an unexplained event unfolds right beside them. Let's watch the footage. Watch it again closely and let me know what you think really happened. This footage was uploaded by this account and has gained millions of views. Late one night, a dog can be seen alone in the kitchen when it suddenly notices something strange. Let's watch the footage. The dog's owner walks in after hearing the commotion. Believing nothing is wrong, he closes a nearby drawer and leaves the kitchen. But that's when things take a disturbing turn. The second the man disappears from view, the unexplained activity begins again. Was the dog hearing sounds that the camera couldn't capture? Was there someone hidden just outside the frame? Or was it staring at something that only it could see? On October 7th, 2020, a man shared a strange message online claiming that unusual things had been happening inside his apartment ever since he found a mysterious doll near the East River. Hoping to understand what was causing the disturbances, he set up a camera overlooking his living room. At first, everything appears completely normal and the apartment remains quiet. But then, something suddenly catches his attention near the front door, prompting him to investigate. What happens next has left viewers divided. Watch closely and decide for yourself. This man was testing a strange phenomenon inside his home. To investigate it, he placed a circle of salt around a doorway and began recording. At first, nothing seems unusual. The room remains completely silent. But then, something appears to move from the darkness beyond the doorway. What did you think caused this? Tell me in comments. Later, another clip shows a homeowner inspecting a wall after hearing unexplained noises. What happens next leaves viewers completely baffled. As the camera moves closer,
what the fuck? Oh my god.
And if that wasn't strange enough, what you're about to see has left thousands of viewers questioning what was really captured on camera. Late one night, a content creator was exploring a quiet road. Nothing seemed unusual at first. The street was empty. As the camera points down the road, something catches the creator's attention. But that's when things become disturbing. The figure appears to move in an unnatural way before suddenly disappearing into the darkness beside the road. Whether this was a person. So, what do you think? Was this nothing more than a series of misunderstandings caught on camera? This footage remains unexplained. A man working late inside an empty building claims he heard someone moving through the hallways. Yet moments later, he captures something that he still can't explain. Watch closely and decide for yourself.
I'm not going to do this by myself.
And it's on, and that's the chair that moves on its own. And I'm just tired, you know, there's absolutely no...
¿Qué quiere?
What do you think was really happening here? Couple are simply enjoying a game together when, without warning, the door behind them slowly swings open.
The hell was that?
Hello?
The husband immediately gets up to check what caused it, but there's nobody there. Thinking nothing of it,
Who is it?
There's no one there.
no clear explanation is visible.